Greetings, I'm Chappers. How you doing? Today I thought I'd talk a little bit about the style of Jimi Hendrix and Jimi Hendrix music, because it's really become, he gave birth to this whole style that loads of people from John Mayer, Philip Sayce, all these guys have sort of taken and made their own thing from. And he just had a unique and interesting way of absorbing the blues around him from some very well-known guitar players and turning it into a sort of almost like a style. So I thought I'd do like a style file on Jimi and give you a window into the way that he approached writing his tunes and playing some of his chord progressions. Now you might think this is a bit of an unusual thing for me to do because I don't play a lot of Jimi stuff. It's absolutely true. I love the guy and love his music, but I've never really ventured into really playing that style, because when I write, what comes out is progressive rock. And it's just, it's one of those things, But I really admire the guy. I think he was a fantastic musician, and I have enough of an insight to show people that really don't know how this is done, kind of the absolute basic rudiments of what Jimi was doing when he played guitar. So the first thing to know is that Jimi knew his shit. He knew theory, he knew jazz chords, and he played really hard. He knew his stuff. He wasn't just making up shapes and patterns as he went. But here are a couple of simple tricks that will get you into the ballpark of playing in the style of Jimi Hendrix. Okay, this is a bit better. I realised that I'd just come back from tour, picked up the Ghost fret that was tuned down a whole tone and was about to teach Jimi Hendrix a whole tone down. That would have been bad. This is a little bit better. So let's start by playing a part of a really simple chord scale using 6 strings. E major, F sharp minor, G sharp minor, A major, B major, C sharp minor. That'll do. Really simple. All we're going to be doing is what Jimi did, which is you play an appropriate scale or arpeggio exactly where the chord is. And he would be using major or minor blues. So he's moving the major or minor blues scale around in relation to the chord to make the magic Jimi sound happen. And it's as simple as this. If you've got, so don't forget your pattern, major, minor, minor, major, major. And then minor, minor 7 flat 5, etc. So let's start with the third chord of this progression, and we're just going to climb up chords and play scales where chords are, because that's kind of the secret. So you've got chord 1, chord 2, chord 3. For chord 3, we're just going to play the minor blues scale where this chord is, because the chord consists of a root, a fifth, minor third, and the octave, and so it marries with the intervals of. That's all it takes. And then let's go up a semitone to the next chord. Now for here, we're just going to be doing the major blues scale on top of this chord. You soon see how it begins to get the flavour of Jimi. And just you see what I'm doing? Every chord in the progression I'm saying, is it major or is it minor? Therefore apply a major or a minor blues scale on it. Now if we were to go so this is the key, this is E major. Well, I've got to find the nearest major blues scale to this one. I mean, I could do that. Because of course major blues is just 1, 2, 3 semitones back from the root. If you've got position 1, if you're familiar with that good old pentatonic blues shape 1, bring it back 3 steps, it's become a major blues. It's just a trick. So if you're playing up here, I hope that gave you an insight. So every chord, you take it, you play major and minor blues over it. When I went up, I used the nearest available scale shape I wanted to use. I could, of course, have used position 5. So in other words, you could go... There you go. Apply a scale or an arpeggio on top of the chord and make sure it marries with the major or minor tonality of the chord. I hope that helps in some way. An interesting insight into what Jimi did. Take it easy up in Chappers. Chappers out. Oh! Ha! It was a metal pick.